Alright guys, I want to thank you for coming back for another video. Today we're going to be doubling up on videos, but I'm going to be posting them separate. We just did the Omnitsa side markers, as you guys saw in the prior video. Next thing is up is going to be the Halltech MF-103 cold air intake. I got a slamming deal on one of these from eBay. I got the intake, the filter, the adapters. The only thing I was missing was the Beehive and the MAF extension. So I got the MAF extension. Halltech sells the whole intake setup for like 700, 750 bucks. I got just the intake and the filter and associated parts for 160 bucks. They sell the MAF extender for 60 bucks. I ended up getting this for like 18 bucks. And the Beehive, because that is proprietary to Halltech, I got the Beehive from them. That was like 150 bucks. So, you know, again, I'm 300-ish bucks in on a $700 intake. I'm okay with that. So the reason why I went with the Halltech, number one, it looks like an OEM-ish design. It doesn't stick out like crazy under the hood. You know, it doesn't bling and pop and look all crazy. It's simple. It relocates the MAF sensor from inside the engine bay where it's going to get hot to out in front of or behind the front bumper, so it can get cooler readings that are more ambient. And number two, that Beehive panel, if you guys haven't seen it, actually covers up the inside of the bumper area to keep the filter from getting any kind of hot air from the engine bay. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you guys have never seen a bone stock LS3 before, right here it is. I may have the only one in existence because the car was stock, exactly like I wanted it. It cost me more money to do it my way, but I'd rather do it my way rather than picking apart shitty parts that weren't thought out by the prior owner. So, you know, it works out better this way. And I know I'm starting from an unfucked design, so that works out good for me. So you're going to see the stock intake. The filter is actually a flat filter down here right behind the bumper. And you're going to think that this front scoop feeds directly into the filter, but it doesn't. The filter actually sits underneath that. And with the way that it's enclosed, I'm sure it's getting a good amount of air, but it's questionable design. Secondly, you're going to see the MAF. The MAF is actually up in the engine bay where it's going to be subdued to the heat of the engine bay, and the filter, while the filter might not get as much heat from the engine bay, because it is kind of enclosed and encapsulated inside the tube a little bit, it's still going to get some kind of hot air. With these things, as soon as you hit like 100 degrees or 103 degrees or something like that, IATs, it starts pulling timing. So it's not hard to hit 103 degrees or 98 degrees, whatever that number is. So that Beehive is actually a panel that's built all around there. The filter is going to sit down here, but it's a ginormous filter and a wider intake plenum. And then this cover is going to basically cover from here all the way through and all the way down there and be all sealed to keep the air, the hot air, away from where you're supposed to be getting cold air. The MAF also gets relocated down here. So what I was saying with looking like an OEM-ish design, here's the intake tube. Again, it's made out of an ABS plastic. It's got their logo on it, but it looks, you know, stock-ish, right? So like it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. That I kind of like. You can see the MAF extension down there. And here is the ginormous filter that they use. This filter's a little bit dirty. I am going to be cleaning it up. I'm going to just install it in this video, but I'll take it back out and clean it up once I can get some water flowing through things that won't be too crazy, too cold, because again, it is in the middle of the winter right now. So that is their ginormous filter. And you need an extension cable, MAF extension. Typically Halltech sells a 6-inch or 5-inch extension. I got a 12-inch extension. Again, I got it cheap. I got it off Amazon. Does the same stuff. It's got the same connectors, same pin out, bing bang boom done. This was from Michigan Motorsports. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing hooked up, and it's still gonna sit for the winter, but we'll get it hooked up a while and get it prepped for whatever may come next with mods. All right guys, so this is gonna be a super simple install. Again, for you guys who've never seen a bone stock LS3, here she is in the wild. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and disconnect the MF sensor harness. There is a plastic clip underneath here, and then you just pull that out. MF sensor harness, put to the side. That's going to get the extension, and then we're going to unbolt the connector at the throttle body and at the intake itself. So we'll go ahead and get these loosened up. The throttle body coupling and the intake coupling is loose. Those will be able to come off. You want to be able to get the intake off of the standoffs. So everything's just kind of held in here with the standoffs. Let's go ahead and try this thing out, see how it works out. We'll do it from the other side. All right. And that's how you get your stock intake off. Easy peasy. You're gonna see what the stock filter looks like. I haven't even seen it yet. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. Let's go ahead and pull this to the side and take a look at it. All right, so GM actually did a pretty good design with this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can't hate on this. The filter is down out of the way, into the cold air. It is super, super restrictive though, but again, you're gonna catch a lot of crap inside this filter with where it's located. It has a nice rubber lip around it to be able to, again, try and keep the cold air going in the intake and funneling into the intake instead of in the engine bay, and keeping some of that hot air out. This part, I'm not sure what this is. This might be a silencer or a resonator maybe. Maybe to quiet things down for people. And then you got your MAF. That MAF is held in there by, looks like it's probably a T15, T20. Hopefully that one's not a security bit and I can get it out. But we'll put this to the side and see if we have anything else to take out. You're gonna see that you have your radiator panel up here. If you got the Veraram, so the Veraram was the other one that I was looking at. The Veraram, you actually have to cut a hole in that radiator panel, and it forces air up from underneath the lip into the filter, because that's how you get air to your radiator, keep this thing so cool. I didn't want to go with the Veraram just because I've kind of heard some things about quality control and just things not sealing up right. So I just wanted to avoid that. It was quite a bit cheaper brand new, but again, I wanted to avoid that, and you have to cut a hole in that, and everybody always screws up cutting a hole in that. They either puncture their radiators or they cut the hole too big, it doesn't seal right, etc., etc. So I wanted to avoid that. So other than that, you get your coupler off and you pull your PCV out of the coupler. And that PCV just going to go back into the new coupler. So we'll just go ahead and get everything cleaned off and we'll move on with the install. God, I feel like it's been years since I've done basic mods. I've just been so into doing like boosted setups that I haven't done anything basic in forever. Let's go ahead and get the filter. It might be easier to slide the filter on now and then shimmy the tube back in. But yeah, again guys, I haven't done anything basic in so many years. I've just been so focused on boost. So all right, that's just gonna slide in there. That guy's gonna slide in. Just gotta kind of shimmy things. Why does that seem like that's too tight? Why does that seem like that's too tight here, guys? All right, let's, all right, there it goes. So I'm not gonna lie guys, this thing is a little bit of a pain in the butt to shimmy in here. This filter is a little on the large side, so it was easier to take the filter off, get the pipe on, and just kind of shimmy things into place from there. So it looks like that is on there good. We'll go ahead and get everything worked around there the way it's supposed to, everything lined up. I don't even see how air even gets in. Oh, you know what? So that intake in the front bumper isn't even, or that hole in the front bumper is not even for an air inlet. This is for the radiator. So that's why That's why the Veraram performs so well, because it's taking in all the air that comes up through this tray, and it's providing all that cold air. I don't know exactly where this cold air is coming from. If there's ducts, see, even the ducts in the front lip are probably sucking in the cold air from the same place and putting it at the radiator. So I think that is why the Veraram performs so well. Problem is, I think the Veraram probably gives so much air that people have been getting lean codes. They've been popping lean codes with it. So again, that's kind of one of those things, one of the reasons I wanted to not go with the Veraram. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything snugged up. I'm a little curious. It seems like it sits up a little bit high. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't hit the hood. But let me do some shimmying and finagling and we'll come back. We got the MAF sensor out. The MAF sensor, the stock MAF sensor was held in with two T20 Torx bits. So we'll go ahead and get the new Torx bits. Let me go ahead and get my headlight so I can see better. So we'll go ahead and get the MAF sensor back in there, and we'll get this screwed in with the stock hardware. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. I had to go out to my shed and root through my other toolbox to get the right size Allen wrench. So let's see if I can even get this Allen wrench in here, because that's going to be the next hassle. I'll get these fingers snugged for now, and then this bottom one is going to be the one that's a pain. Alright, so working on a Corvette while it's on the ground is not the most comfortable thing in the world. Again, I'm trying to reach over the fender without scratching it. Alright, so everything is all tight now with the intake. Now we're just going to do the MAF extension harness. And again, this should be easy peasy, 1, 2, 3-zy. We're going to have that end go to there, snap down, try and tuck it under a little bit. And so we're just going to go ahead and snap the other end of the MAF extender into the MAF on the intake. Snap that in, push that button in, and again, just kind of hide that in there a little bit. Make that not stick out. Again, there's going to be a panel that goes over top of this, so I'm not too worried about it. Next thing we got to do is get the PCV inside. So I'm just going to push that into the hole right there, and boom, done deal. Again, everything's in place. Nice and snug. Curious to see if the hood's gonna close. All right, let's see if the hood closes. All right, hood closes. Hopefully nothing in there is hitting the fiberglass, but I guess we'll find out in a couple of minutes. Let me just double check for clearancing purposes. So everything clears. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the battery tender. We're gonna start it up, just make sure we don't get any check engine lights. I can't imagine we're going to, but you know, that doesn't hurt to check while everything's fresh in my mind. Alright, so far no check engine lights. Let me just double check everything and make sure we're good to go. Alright, I don't even care. No fucks given. You can make fun of my headlight all you want, but this thing, again, is worth its weight in gold. Be jealous all you want, hate all you want. I love it. We're going to wrap up for today. I got everything done with the intake. Let the car run for like 15 minutes. No check engine lights, so that's cool. Next, we just got to wait for the Beehive to come in. We'll go ahead and finish up the video. And I just kind of want to... We are back 1 week later. I just got the shroud from Halltech for the intake. And in spirit of working on the Corvette, we got our nice LSX rainbow drip shirt on today. So here is the shroud that we got from Halltech. You see they have some kind of weather stripping to go around the shroud. They got 2 push pins to pop that in. And again, you have an ABS molded shroud. And actually, I wasn't even aware that I had the Halltech logo on it. So that's pretty cool. That gives it a little bit of dimension. You know it's aftermarket, but it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So at this point, it's just going to be a real easy pop in. That's just going to slide in this front area, and you're going to have the 2 push pins and the weather stripping to go around the front, make sure all the air stays underneath there. So let's go ahead and pop open the vet, pop the hood, and slide this puppy in there. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to get rid of these pins that are actually in the factory radiator cover, I believe this is. Not exactly sure how these come out. These probably have to get compressed to pop out, and the push pins for the Halltech are going to go in place. Okay, so these push pins, you just need a flathead screwdriver, and there's a little slot in the side to pull up the center pin, and then these push pins pull out. So you're going to see the pin here. Again, there's a little slot. You push that in. Hopefully you guys can see this on camera. Just stick a screwdriver in there, pop that up, pull the pin up, and it releases the tension off of these. So we'll just get all these out. Okay, and then we're going to test fit the Halltech shroud. And this should just slide right into place here. And everything should kind of fit in perfectly. And holes should line up. They may have to kind of move and shimmy some things around here. So Halltech's instructions are a little confusing. They say to remove some sensor in here that I don't even have. Also, they say about cutting out something down in the factory radiator cover to give it some ram air. I don't know if I'm willing to do that yet, just because I want to get a little bit more details on that. But this, apparently, you're supposed to slide in from the passenger side like I am, get the ends down, and then you're supposed to basically push down on this and get it to slide under the bumper to get this to pressure fit properly, but it still does not seem right doing it that way. It's almost like that needs to fit down and around. It still seems like it's too long either way. I mean, that'll work that way, but it doesn't seem like it's right. It doesn't seem right the way it tucks in there. I guess maybe that will work. I just did not anticipate that tucking in like that. And then the weather strip goes across the top. So back and looked at the Halltech pictures. The reason why they do provide this is to cover up the front of the bumper, because this is going to sit underneath a little bit. So we'll go ahead and see if we can slide this guy back into place and get these pins started. That's going to go over here. This has to tuck in around the air conditioning. The air conditioning outlet. It definitely fits a little harder than I thought it was gonna. Yeah, I'm not exactly sold on this here. This doesn't fit quite as easy as I thought it was going to. All right, so I mean, I can't 100% hate on that, but again, I did have to bend that around a lot to be able to get that to fit. It is fitting on there. It's just, again, not what I expected. So now we're gonna go ahead and get this weather stripping, and this weather stripping should just kind of fit over here, just to make it a little bit nicer fit. So it has 3M tape on the back. You're just gonna kind of tuck it in around there, make it look a little bit prettier within this gap here. Yeah, man, this thing is like right up against there. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can flip this up a little bit and run that weather seal in there and see if we can get it looking a little bit nicer. All right, so I don't know if this is because I'm mentally retarded or I'm all thumbs or what, but again, this just wasn't as simple and easy as I thought it was. Again, it's in there, it fits. I was able to get that weather stripping around. I kind of had to tuck it underneath the factory weather stripping, kind of flip it up, tuck it. It's a little cold. So I don't even know if this is gonna stick, but that extra weather stripping from Halltech was more of a beautification thing and not so much a functionality thing to not let air in. Again, because this thing does touch the bumper at the front. But you can see it's in there. It's snug. It'll creak and crack a little bit, but you're gonna see they have weather stripping around the back. Kind of not sure why they didn't run anything up in there. I mean, I guess it's not needed. Everything fitment along the sides, you know, is pretty good. I'll see if I can show you where the tuck. So here's the lines for the AC for the condenser. I kind of had to, if this ridge was flipped out over the front, it wouldn't fit. So I kind of had to pop it in and fit around that. So again, it's snuggish. This side was definitely harder to get on. I'm not sure if that's where they think something was underneath the shroud, but there's not. So I kind of went in at an angle on that pop pin. Yeah, but again, it does the trick. If it keeps the car cold, cool. So basically with doing those cutouts that I was talking about makes this front scoop functional. This front scoop is good for cold air to the radiator, but if you cut that out, they're saying it will give it ram air. I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I may take it back out and cut that out. It's just not something I want to get into right now. Again, I kind of wish that fit a little bit tighter like the other side does, but you know, I guess that is what it is. That's just kind of how it goes with aftermarket parts. So not 100% enthused, but if it does the trick, it does the trick. One more mod down. So I'm not gonna know how the car performs until the springtime, so I'll do a follow-up, let you guys know if I feel anything. I'm probably not gonna, you know, 10, 15 horsepower, you're not gonna feel, but it is a staple mod to get you ready for next set of modifications. You know, that with some long tubes, a new X pipe, and a tune, it's gonna make some pretty solid power. Not saying we're doing that yet, but that time may come. So guys, thank you for joining me on this video. Hopefully you found this video useful, and if you did, go ahead and like, subscribe, get involved with the comments down below. Again, your interaction will deem me making more videos in this series or not. If you like them, let me know. I'll keep on adding things. We'll do mods. If you don't, I'll move on to the next thing that I'm working on and record it, and we'll kind of go from there. So you guys determine how interested I get involved in these projects. So let me know, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one. Thank you.